SMT Nation, we back. Nation, it's been a lot of negative publicity, not a lot of positive sentiment towards Dish lately, and I've been a part of that as well. I've been pretty critical as to what's going on. They've had issues with the ransomware attack and trouble with the business and other things going on, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on something good. Their network, Dish Wireless Project Genesis, it's building. It's building really nicely. They're putting sites all over the Cleveland area. They've got a very good build. It's got a pretty substantial footprint. And for the most part, in most of the areas where I frequent, my commute to work, in and around where I live, as well as some other random driving and visits I've had to make in the area within my county, they have a pretty decent presence. So I got to give it to them. I got to call a spade a spade. The network build is going pretty well. And I know it's going pretty well in other places too. People have been sharing those sentiments with me. They've been sharing speed tests, showing me tower construction and all the different permits that are going in. They're doing their part with the network build. This is true. Okay, so I'm here in Westlake, and I'm doing some testing, and I want to share the results and what these builds look like. All right, so before we get going with that, I do want to let you guys know, if you appreciate this content, appreciate what the channel is doing, and you want to support your creators directly, you can support us with the Real SMT Buy Me Coffee link. Link is in the description. You can keep the SMT caffeinated and motivated. And if you're looking for a really good deal on your wireless service, check out our partner, mmWave. The partner link in the description will unlock those savings for you. They just added more data to all their plans, and they kept pricing the same. Truly incredible in today's day and age with the economics of what's going on. Most companies are raising pricing, not Mint Mobile. So check them out. The unique partner link in the description. You'll save money, and you'll be helping out the channel. All right, so we're here on the corner. I think this is like a Tri-C campus or something like this. There's like a professional arts building or something. And the corner is Columbia Road and Center Ridge. There's a Walgreens on the corner. There's a fueling station here. It's basically residential. There's just a little bit of business. There's a couple of plazas here and there, but it's mostly residential here. All right, and it's a pretty tall site. And if I remember correctly, previously, the tower site at the top used to be Sprint. I don't know if they've taken down the gear. I can't really tell, but I do know that AT&T is up there and T-Mobile's up there. So I want to show you guys the picture. Now that Dish is there, it brings a third carrier into the fold. So here's the Dish gear. All right, what Dish does is they put up this one large antenna on each sector. So you got one here. This one is facing east. This one, or I should say this one is facing, it would be southeast. This one is facing southwest, and then this one is facing, I think, essentially north. All right, to kind of give you scope on that. They put up one large antenna, and then that does the frequencies they need it to, which is N71. They've got 10 megahertz by 10 megahertz on the low band. And then they've got N66, which they do, I think, 20 megahertz by 20 megahertz. So there's 30 megahertz of spectrum on air in my market currently, based on the device I have. I don't know if they're broadcasting N70 yet, because I don't have a device that supports it, at least not officially. I have the S22. I don't think it does. So I'm going to have to see if I can get a hold of somebody from Dish, Project Genesis, who can get me like one of those Samsung Galaxy A54s or whatever that do N70, and I could test it. But they put two radios on here. They do a low band radio, and then they do a mid band radio. And that's how that works. What we're hoping to see soon is maybe a revisit to these sites next year, so they can put up maybe some CBRS radio gear, antenna radio combos. Maybe the DoD comes up, and then we can start to see some truly incredible capacity. And they can start doing more with the network, right? Selling fixed wireless access maybe. Doing more with that sort of thing. I don't know. We'll see. Here is T-Mobile. That's right above Dish. They got the one large antenna, and then they got the N41. This does all of their frequencies that is not N41. All right. This one here is the N41. They've got 140 megahertz on air. It's like 100 on one channel and 40 in another, and they aggregate that with, N71. So this one does N71, band 71. This one does the AWS, the PCS, all those things. All right, and you'll see that they do kind of have some down tilt, right? In this particular area, I think T-Mobile's got a decent footprint. It's about a tower every mile and a half, maybe 2 miles. The spacing's very evenly distributed, so they do a decent job of that. So no real dead zones in this area for T-Mobile. Here's AT&T, which is right below Dish. And you got, this one is fully modernized. All right, so they put up the new lower frequency antenna, all new radios across the board. And then they added the N77, the 2 antenna radio combos. The bottom is DoD 3450. The top here is the C-band N77. So they got 40 megahertz of both of those for a combined 80 megahertz on N77. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, here is the performance on Dish. 233 megabits per second downlink, just about 35 megabits per second uplink, 45 ping, 10 jitter. We got a loaded download latency of 503, upload loaded at 263. These are actually decent numbers. All right, so not bad for 30 megahertz of spectrum. Now I'm hearing that with the additional bandwidth on N70, which gives you, I think, another 20 megahertz of bandwidth, we're seeing speeds jump up to like 350, 400 megabits per second. All right, so people are reporting that. I just don't have the phone, all right, which would be kind of cool. And of course, you know, if they're going to be selling like hotspots and Nighthawks and maybe they want to do fixed wireless access, you get the CBRS up, you get the DoD up, and then you get the additional like N70, all of this aggregating on a standalone 5G network, which is what they have, right? Their native network is 5G only. There's no LTE. Maybe we could start to see this type of thing. All right, so I'm excited. I don't know what the limitations are on the devices and the modems and stuff. I don't know if it's 3 carrier aggregation or if it's 4 or 5. I don't know. All right, those are specs I'd have to look into. But hey, big shout out to Dish for doing their best to build out a decent network. So far, it's been really good. I've enjoyed the access on Project Genesis. It's actually been really nice. All right, the unlimited hotspot, truly no throttling on, Project Genesis. I really do plan on keeping this long term. I really do like it. I don't like the device so much, the S22. It's decent. It's not a bad phone. I don't like the software. I like the iPhone software experience better, and I definitely like the Pixel experience life better. But we'll see. We'll see what the next generation of phones bring, and if Project Genesis wants to send me out something, anybody from the team out there watching my content, let me know. I'd like to get some N70 in my life. By the way, they just launched voice over NR in my market, from what I understand, so I'll be testing that soon, and you guys will be getting more feedback from me, more videos up and coming. So keep it locked and keep it tuned. Make sure you're subscribed and keep that bell notification icon turned on for more content. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this. Comment down below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.